Welcome back to the boat. After our little Christmas break away from boat life and our beloved escapade, we were straight back into it. We had about 10 days left in the marina before we were back out into the big blue once again, and we had plenty of maintenance to do. It was all go to get our jobs ticked off the list in time to leave the marina, and about 5 more days after that before we check out of Turkey and head back through the Greek islands en route to Albania. I'm Janae, and this is Jason. We've embarked on the adventure of a lifetime. We're two ocean-loving Aussies travelling the world by sailboat and making movies along the way. Tune in every week for new episodes. Enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe.
So, today's maintenance day, and we are changing the oil on the generator. So, getting rid of the oil that's in there and changing it, changing the impeller, and then putting a new diesel fuel filter on. I've never done this before, so probably don't follow what I'm doing because it's probably going to be wrong. But yeah, I'll take you through what I'm doing anyway. I might fix this seal up too because that's come off over time. But yeah, this is such a mission to get into. This is our spare, like a toy room basically, and our generator sits this side inside a box. And
Little kid's toy room?
Little kid's toy room, no. Yeah, so finally got to it and we're gonna smash through it. I don't know what would actually be the best way to drain it. So we're going to use a oil extractor to get the oil out of this. I'm going to attempt to go through that hole. I'm not sure if you're supposed to or not, and if worse comes to worse, I'm going to go through the stick hole if I can't get any out. But I can't actually seem to drain it unless I take this box off, so that must be the only way I can really properly drain the oil. Let us know if there's any other ways, because I don't actually know. Seems to be working through this hole. I can see the oil flowing up. Thanks Marco for the oil extractor. I probably wouldn't actually be able to get this done without that, as it's got a bottom face here, so it's basically impossible. So our oil is bone dry. I actually think I need to buy some oil from the shop, so I hope they actually have some. So I'm just changing the impeller on the generator. So it's just, you take off 4 screws here. To get to it, you got to make sure you turn the water line off before you do it. And I've noticed one of the impeller grooves come off, which is definitely not ideal because that's going to block your water going to your engine, and it's actually stuck inside this area here. So I'm going to try and get it out. Lucky it hasn't gone any further, otherwise we would have been in a lot of trouble. I think it would have been a lot harder to get out, but yeah, should be able to get it out easy enough. Sorry about the light. There you go. Well, I don't know how long that's been in there like that for, but that could have stuffed our engine up, that's for sure. So I didn't use impeller lubricant last time, so I think that could have been half the issue why that impeller broke. So I've just put a bit of that lubricant, glycerin I think it's called. But yeah, hopefully this one works a bit better. You've always got to make sure you put the impeller the right way, the flaps the right way. They're either going to go clockwise or anti-clockwise. With this one, it's clockwise. Actually, I'm not sure if they go clockwise or anti-clockwise, but I know they definitely have to go clockwise on this one. Probably need 2 hands for this. I just wanted to run you through basically what I did to service our generator, our engine. What else did I service?
Can't remember.
I'll run you through these anyway. So basically, I didn't want to film it as I had no idea on what I was doing really. So I just wanted to concentrate as much as I could and then maybe explain a little bit after. But I was super lucky. I had someone in the marina who has a YouTube sailing channel, SV IMPAVIDUS. His name's Ant, and he was an absolute legend. He helped me out with everything I needed, which was great. He didn't actually come to the boat and do it for me. He just explained basically how things work and how to do it really.
Which was good, because then you still had to do it yourself and figure it out.
Yeah.
Rather than just having someone come and half take over.
Oh, it was unbelievable. So it gave me a better idea on how these engines work, which they're very simple engines. Then the next steps were to change the pre-fuel filter and the fuel filter. So this pre-fuel filter is like an extra. So we had a lot of trouble sucking because we had to prime it. We had a lot of trouble trying to prime the pre-fuel filter. We managed to do it in the end. We had to talk to the old owners and we had to suck it up through here with a special
device.
Special sucker up system. And then eventually suck it up through here after we've filled this up. So these all work together. So that obviously gets most of the shit out, and then this is the other part of it. But it's self priming, so it kind of confused me a little bit as to why we had to suck it up here if it's self priming. But yeah, it just kept getting air in it, obviously because this isn't part of the system. But we managed to do that. It's all pretty easy to pull apart and put back together.
What kind of generator is it?
It's a Pagaro 4000.
Pagaro, yeah.
And this is the older version, so it had the Ferryman diesel, where the new ones have a Yanmar, a 1-cylinder Yanmar, where this is a 1-cylinder Ferryman diesel. But yeah, it's got it working. It was a bit sketchy at the start, especially turning it on for the first time.
It took ages to get the air out, didn't it? It was like days, like 1 or 2 days, like just figuring out how to fix that issue. And then because we couldn't find like the device, so lucky we ended up messaging the old owners, and then they knew what it looked like and could kind of explain it to us, and then we finally found it.
Yeah, we tore the whole boat apart just trying to look for this, and it was in the most simple spot.
That's the thing, like there's been so many things, we didn't throw them out because we knew obviously they're for something, but you've just got no idea what it is, and then eventually you find out.
Yeah. So I think I did a pretty good job, and I guess if anyone has any questions, I feel like I've got a little bit more of an idea.
Knowledge,
basic knowledge.
So if there's any newbies out there that have the same thing,
leave a comment and let us know your troubles.
Yeah.
I'm sure I probably can't help you out.
We'll see.
Next thing was the engine. So you've got the pre-fuel filter for the engine down here, and then in this compartment here, which I probably should have opened beforehand. So in this section here, you've got your pre-fuel filter, and then you've got your fuel filter just here. And it was basically the same system. You had to prime the system through once you've done it all. And then there's a little button here where you can prime it. So that was pretty straightforward. And then the oil filter, which is here, you had to make sure you've drained the oil beforehand. Otherwise you're probably going to get a shitload of oil coming out. But yeah, I struggled to get this off. and the pre-fuel filter off. I had to use a special wrench for it because they didn't have enough oil lubricant around the rubber when you screw it back on, so we've put a bit of lubricant around that, so it should be a lot easier to come off this time.
What kind of engine is this?
This is a Volvo Penta D255. So that was pretty straightforward. What else did we do? We didn't actually change the impeller and the belt. I was talking to Ant about it, and I was like, how often do you change the impeller for the engine and the belts? And he's like, normally once a year, but it really depends on how much you use the engine. So the belt is still pretty fine, and it looks good. Like there's no tears or there's nothing wrong with the belts. And I opened up the impeller, had a good look at the impeller, and that's completely fine. So I kept that as is. And the other main issue was, this is where I thought the smell, like we had a burny smell, and I think it was the exhaust. We're not getting it anywhere near as bad now, are we? I can't even get in there to show you guys. But yeah, we changed the exhaust elbow. We didn't change it. We took it apart, which is pretty simple. It's just 4 bolts that holds that in, and then you've got to take the piping off. And then we just filled it up with I can't remember what acid it was, hydrochloric acid, I think, and it just burnt away all the gunk inside there, and it was nearly blocked. So it was a good job I took it apart and cleaned that. You break a wrist snowboarding?
No, I'm just an old cripple. I don't think I actually hurt at snowboarding. I just started getting sore again. Used to get sore all the time from work, and then I think because I'd lay off the side of the bed and let it dangle over like this, and my wrist would be like that all night, or tucked in to my face like a little baby. So it gets really sore.
What are you doing this morning?
I am setting up some affiliate links to Amazon for our camera gear and maybe a few other things that we use on the boat, so we can show everyone.
Very good.
All of our stuff that we use.
Very, very good.
So if you guys shop through our links, it doesn't cost you any more, but we get a small commission for it, so it helps us out. So anything you buy, click on our link. If you buy anything on Amazon, even if you buy dog food, we'll get a small commission for it. So please help us out and click on our link.
And yeah, this camera that we're using is quite cheap. It's not an expensive camera, but it's very good for videography.
Yeah, we're super happy with it so far, and we've actually had a few people asking us what we use, so some people must be impressed.
And it does shoot 4K.
Plus, we're not pro at using it, really, so...
No, we're getting better at it, though.
Yeah.
We've got a new fridge. Woohoo!
So, we ordered this fridge because it was quite cheap in Turkey, and I think it's a Turkish brand, hey?
I think so, yeah.
But silly us didn't think about the fact that it had to get through this door. We just thought, oh yeah, we'll stick it in here, we'll be able to make room for it.
We're going to put it here originally anyway.
We were, but then we decided not to.
I was like, oh, we'll just put it in there for now until we get the tools to put it here.
Yeah, so anyway, now it has to go here, so we've got to figure it out. So we are now trying to unscrew the nav table, so we can see if it can fit under here. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
We can see if it can fit in this section where Jason is. So everything's getting pulled apart. The boat's a mess once again.
Do you want to grab those and just put them on the table where the screws are?
We have figured out a spot for it. It fits very snug under here. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
On that.
It's a bit hard for you to see. We can't actually open it all the way up, but it's going to be our freezer, so we don't need to be in it several times a day anyway. Yeah, bit of a tight fit, but we made it work, so yay, we have a freezer.
Hopefully it works now.
Yeah, after all that. It is on. We think it's cooling down. Now just to put this absolute mess of a boat back together. Seriously, just...
Your job.
It's actually like a bomb's hit it in here.
No, that's because we've taken... Like there was a cupboard there where that fridge was, so we've taken half of that out.
Yeah, plus the other one to test out the other one.
And there was originally stuff in there because we were originally going to put it in there.
It's probably a good reason to reorganise everything.
Definitely.
And put it in containers maybe and make it easier in Ziploc bags.
I reckon. Get to it. Ah!
How does it feel to eat your first icy pole out of our new freezer?
Oh, this is my first icy pole in Europe.
Yeah, literally. Cheers.
Cheers. It's good. Very good.
Watching crime documentaries. Oh, battery running low.
In his house
And eating icy poles.
2 more days in the marina, hun. You excited?
Yeah.
What are you excited for?
I just said, yeah, 2 more days in the marina.
Oh. We've got some pretty heavy weather that we're going to be dealing with. I'll show you on here. So we are here right now, and this is the weather this is the weather right now, which is pretty insane. Then it clears up, and then that's basically when we leave. We've got a nice gust. That's perfect for us, so we'll have to leave early in the morning to get to either Cash or Fettier. We're not sure, but we need to get to Fettier pretty quick so we can get our PCR test to go into Rhodes.
Wow. If that isn't a maze, I don't know what is. That looks like a
brothel. I
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say it looks like an electrocuting nightmare. Like, waiting to happen.
There's a lot of shit going on.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know too much about it either.
So we're just trying to wire the 12-volt fridge into the actual 12-volt connection instead of through the socket, because it's not sitting in there tightly. Is that right?
It's losing current. So we're hardwiring the fridge into the 12-volt socket.
And we'll see how it goes. If not, we just had a suggestion from another sailing channel to get some thicker cable and wire it into the batteries, straight into the batteries. So if this doesn't work, then that's what we're going to have to do.